Hey everybody, welcome to Beautiful Vibes Part 2, and I'm just going to be talking about what other ways you can cope with death and how you can grieve. One of my ways, I like to write poems. That's one of my ways to deal with things. I actually wrote a poem for my great-grandma at her funeral, and I read it out loud, and it made me feel so much better to know that, I could just write about her and feel so much better, and that's something I can keep in my heart forever. And looking at pictures helps. If you want to refer back to your memories with that person, you can always make a video of those pictures and just, share those moments with other people. You can just, tell a friend, talk to a friend. It really helps talking to other people that have went through the same traumatic experiences you have. Because I've met so many people. I'm religious, so I believe that God has brought so many people into my life, in order for me to heal better. In order for me to heal better, He has brought so many people that have experienced the same things I have. Like for instance, I met somebody whose parent also, died. And my father died when I was 12 years old, so I can relate to people who, their parents have committed suicide. I can relate to that, so much because I know how it feels. There were so many questions in my mind, like why, how, and, and when, and how did it happen, and, was it my fault? What if this? What if that? And you always are going to think that way, and sometimes I just wish that I could heal it faster, Sometimes I wish that, I didn't want to cry, but there's just some days that I listen to songs of my great-grandma and what kind of music she liked. She loved country music. So you can listen to songs and relate to songs. I love music. I relate to music so much more than just talking to a person. There's always those songs that can just touch you the right way. They can always, touch you and in your heart and just make you feel better, there's this one song I like. It's by Tim McGraw, and my grandma loved it a whole lot. And one of them is Humble and Kind, and the other one is Remember Me. And Remember Me by Tim McGraw, it's like a song. It's basically, I think he got a divorce or something, or the woman left him, but in the song it says, remember me. Sorry, I'm just scratching my hand. But, it's Remember Me, and it just speaks about how, he remembers, seeing them pull up in a truck, and he's saying, just remember me when I'm gone and stuff like that. And I just started crying last night. I could not take it. Like, I don't know, it's just that music can touch you so much. It can make you cry, it can make you angry, it can make you happy as ever. And, just having those songs to remember her by, and knowing that she loved those songs, it makes me feel loved myself. It makes me feel happy when I hear those songs. It makes me feel joyful. That's one way you can also do that. You can sing along to the songs as well, the songs that they really love the most. It really does help. There's just so many other ways you can cope with things. But one of them should not be eating. I do that a whole lot. When I get real depressed, I go to my kitchen. I just start eating the whole kitchen. It doesn't even matter. And that is really unhealthy for me. But, that's your choice if you want to do that. That's totally your choice. But for me, it's unhealthy because I'm already overweight, and no, I do not need to be eating all that junk food I do, but hey, it does make you feel better when you eat some ice cream. um, but there were just so many times that I remember with my grandma. I remember the day when we didn't have money, but she had this card for Rite Aid. Well, we went out and we bought us a bag of chips. I think we bought us some candy. And, whew, excuse me, I'm sorry, it's raining here and it makes me very sleepy. But she got us a bag of chips and we got us a thing of Reese cups. And what we did, we got us a drink and we sat there in the parking lot of this church and we just ate it. We just halved it and we ate, the candy and the chips. And we didn't really care that it was just candy and chips. We didn't really care. We just cared about the time that we spent together. And that's what really matters the most. When you argue with somebody and you're just going through a tough time with that person, you just really need to think about, if I lost that person, how would I feel? What if I didn't get to say sorry? What if I lost that person right away and I never got to say things I wanted to say? That's the most important thing you can think of, because, you need to say things when the people are here. When they die, it's not going to feel the same when you tell them that you love them. It's not going to feel the same because they're no longer here. Their spirit is somewhere else. But, of course, that's what I believe. I'm religious, so it's totally okay if you're not. But I just believe that, her spirit is up there, and she's such in a better place. She's not in pain anymore. She's not going through anything anymore. She's not having to worry about us and, how we're making it in life, She's not having to worry about any of that. So I'm just very thankful that she doesn't have to worry about that anymore. And it's like with my dad, I had memories. I had very few though, because he was not the best dad. He was not the best father figure. My mom raised me pretty much my whole life. She's been mother and father, so I'm grateful for that. And I don't say that as often, but it's because, in the Bible, it says, honor thy father and mother. But my father wasn't the best father, but I still try to remember him, because even though, he was a bad person, I still had very few good memories with him, but those memories are what make, me remember him, or what make me say, or what make me say, I miss him, I love him. And what I do, you can even do this, you can even go to a cemetery, and it's okay to sit at the cemetery and just sit in a chair by their grave. It's okay to take candy to their grave. It's okay to take anything to their grave that you remember them by. Like, it's okay to do all that. I go to the grave on my dad's birthday and I let up balloons in the air, and you can even tie a card and and do a hole inside the card and tie the balloon to the card so it goes up with the card. They kind of say that's not safe for the birds though when you let up balloons in the air, but whatever, hey. But that's helping you cope inside. So, you can do anything you want to. And don't let anyone tell you that you should get over it, that, that doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about that. They're just too scared to talk about it. That's the whole point. They don't want to hear you talk about it because they don't know how it feels yet. They don't know how you feel. They don't want to hear you talk about it all the time. But you know what? I'm going to tell you one thing. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to feel the way that you do. It's okay to not feel okay. And, there's going to be some good days and there are going to be some bad days. But, you just have to remember the memories that you have with that person. And you know, I like to go to my dad's, you know, he doesn't have a grave, but I like to go to the cemetery, and I like to let up balloons in the air, and I just like to sit there and kind of cry a little bit, and you know, just let out all my frustrations and, you know, all my sadness. You know, there's very few days that I rarely cry, because I feel like, you know, I don't want to be weak. You know, it makes me feel weak if I start crying, so I try not to cry about anything. You know, not a whole lot anyway. You know, of course I miss, you know, my loved ones, but I also know that they're better off. They're not in pain. They're not sitting there, you know, worried about every single thing. They're not having to worry about paying bills or how they're going to make it the next day or anything like that. So you just have to remember them that way. And that's all I really got for you guys today. But thank you for watching part 2. And I just hope that you guys will like and subscribe to my channel. And I thank you for watching this video. Bye!